It's showtime.
Hey, welcome to Did You Watch Survivor Last Night? This is the Challenge podcast. My name's Jake Scheidel. Each week I ask my best friend, Thomas Powell, if he did indeed watch a certain reality show. Hey, Thomas, how's it going today?
Jake, I'm doing all right. You know, I'm always talking about countdowns that we're doing. But the greatest countdown of the year has begun.
And that is
We are 9 days away from the wheat holiday. Jake, what are you going to be doing to celebrate?
Same thing I do every day, get stoned out of my mind.
Hey!
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that for sure. I feel like I love, even when 420 comes around, like, on the clock, I'm like, well, I guess it's time to smoke now. Like, who cares? What? You're an adult. That doesn't matter. But it's still fun to participate, you know?
Yeah.
It's fun to get in the holiday spirit. What are you doing for 420, April 20th?
To you, it is 420. To me, it is only a Tuesday. I will be at work and not being high because I will not get high and go to work. Come on.
Somebody doesn't like to fucking party. Okay.
Damn. It's work. You don't party there.
You don't want to be zooted at your workplace?
Yeah. I love getting fired.
Yeah, I like to light the lighter too and, smoke a little of the reefer madness. Total madness.
I don't have a problem. I can stop anytime I want. I just choose not to and choose to go to work.
People say it's addictive, but it's not addictive. I haven't smoked weed, Thomas, in like 3 hours. So you tell me that's not addictive. And I've been on a bike ride, and I've gone to the grocery store. And by grocery store, I do mean 7-Eleven, where the clerk told me about taurine? Taurine? How is that chemical pronounced?
Taurine, I think?
Taurine? Yeah, because I had bought energy drink. You know, we love energy drinks here on this show.
Were they pro or against?
Against. He was like, do you know what taurine is? And I said, actually, I don't, but I know it's bad. And then he told me all about how it's like a pancreas of a horse or something that they diluted and put in energy drinks. And I was
I don't care about that. It's like a stimulant. Who cares?
Well, guess what, Thomas? I'm diabetic. So it actually fucks you up pretty good if you're diabetic. And that's crazy.
All right.
I honestly didn't know that would happen, but there are occasionally energy drinks that really fuck me up, even if they don't have any sugar in them. And I'm like, what is happening with these?
Probably that taurine.
It's that taurine. You know who loves taurine is everybody on The Challenge. Thomas, did you watch The Challenge Double Agents last night?
I was just trying to think of who Tori could be paired with, that they could be a partner, like their partner name could be Taurine.
Reem from Survivor.
Okay. Taurine.
Taurine, yeah. Team Taurine. You didn't ever answer the question, though.
Oh, yeah, I watched Survivor, whatever. I also watched The Challenge. I watched everything.
Oh, yeah. Content king over here, Thomas Powell. This week's
I'm like
episode...
the guy in the Matrix that's got all the screens up and looks like Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, that's you. This week's episode was called True Lies. What do you think of that episode title?
That's a movie.
It is a movie. Yeah. I have no thoughts beyond.
That's my opinion.
I feel like they're really hitting it to the pitcher with the last few episode titles this season. Is hitting it to the pitcher a phrase?
Real infield fly. I don't think that's a thing people say. But
you know what I meant. You know what I meant, right? It's the opposite of hitting it to the park. Hitting it to the park.
I would say that they're just hitting singles right now. You know, they're playing it safe. They're not swinging for the fences.
And they really got to, because it's almost final time. We start off in the house. Amber's excited to be with Fessy. Nani's excited to be with Kyle again. It feels like we need to care about Nani and Kyle more than we do. They're a fine team. I like both of those people. It feels like they're Like, what is the storyline between Nany and Kyle? They keep getting together and breaking up
They
again?
keep getting separated and then keep getting pulled back together.
I mean, we've all been there. I don't know. Leroy and Cam have some sweet hot tub time.
This was great.
Any scene with Leroy and Cam makes me happy.
Very
I love
sweet.
seeing them.
Leroy reveals that this is his last season of the challenge.
But apparently nobody else knows that except for them two.
Yes, he hasn't told anyone.
Yeah. Which is...
This is what I would do. I wouldn't tell anybody either. It's like
Yeah.
how at work I never tell anyone it's my birthday. I managed to get away with that for 2 years. I don't think I'm going to get away with it for a third.
So I haven't celebrated a birthday at my new job, and I've been there for technically over a year now, but the pandemic started right before my 29th birthday, and then my 30th birthday was on a Saturday when I had just gone back to work. So I've also never experienced a work birthday, and that's great.
If I choose to work on my birthday, the last thing that I want to be reminded of is that it's my birthday.
Yeah.
It's like, look, I just want to get out of here.
Look, I'm here to do my work. I'm not celebrating my birthday. I am not getting high, and you can count on me to be honest when I tell you that. That's what I tell my boss every day. Just kidding.
Yeah.
We don't talk.
My I'm not high at work shirt is raising a lot of questions already answered by the shirt.
Exactly. At 5:30 a.m., TJ shows up to the house to take one person from each team. And then we have another great scene with Cam and Leroy where Cam makes Leroy a sandwich before he has to leave. What a cute couple.
What a cute couple.
Couple goals, honestly? Fucking goals.
Cam and Leroy is goals.
Thomas, we love Cam here on this show. So it is time for the latest segment. The latest installment of Tom's Trivia. What was Cam's original show?
Oh, I know this one. It was Are You the One? Because we watched that season.
Do you remember what season that was?
Was it season 5?
It was season 5. Hey, nice. It's 2 points on one question. Well done. You are winning so far. How many seasons has Cam Williams appeared on?
Is this her 3rd?
No, sir. Try harder.
Is it her 4th?
Try harder.
Is it her 5th?
Wow, 2 for 2. Good job. How many finals has she seen now, including Double Agents?
I am going to say 2.
Remember earlier when you thought she'd been on 3 seasons?
Was she been in 3 finals?
Wow, 3 for 3. Thomas, you're doing so well on trivia.
It's almost like I haven't been watching this show.
When she has been on the show, she has seen 10 eliminations. What is her elimination record?
I'm going to say she is 8-2.
Holy shit, Thomas. 4 out of 4. You're killing it.
Yeah.
And for all the marbles, and this is for marbles. I don't know if I ever told you that, but when I'm coming to see you, I'm going to bring you a bag of marbles if you get this one right.
I can't wait. I hope we get some cat's eye marbles in there.
Oh, hell
Love
yeah.
those.
The most rarest ones. Who eliminated Cam in Champs vs. Stars?
Oh, boy. I have no fucking idea.
Let me give you a hint. Her dad is in the news this weekend.
Uh-huh.
News specific to us and our interests, not real life news. It's not Hunter Biden.
Okay, and it's not a member of the royal family.
It's not a member of the royal family. How did we not talk about Prince Philip before we started recording?
R.I.P. Prince Philip, top class. Sorry that you were a big racist. It's not fair to point that out. It's just so unexpected when a guy who's almost 100 years old and looks like the fucking mummy, looks like the Crypt Keeper. Like, you just never expect to see someone go that young.
Look, they were just trying to reboot Weekend at Bernie's, and I applaud them for that.
Yep.
Who eliminated Cam, Thomas, in Champs
I don't
vs.
know
Stars?
who was in the news, let alone who their daughter is.
Follow-up hint. They got booed at WrestleMania.
Oh, was it Brooke Hogan?
It's Brooke Hogan.
What?
Brooke Hogan eliminated Cam.
Oh, how embarrassing.
Yeah. Nobody talks about Champs versus Stars anymore.
Man, didn't we love how Titus looked like his family was being held hostage when he went up on stage with Hulk Hogan? He did not want to be there, and it is so unfair to him that they made him do that.
Okay, so then we get into the mission. Each of the male partners are trapped inside a frozen volcano, and the female partners have to go and do math to find them. Great challenge, very cool.
Amber has some trouble with this.
Amber has some trouble with the math. Meanwhile, Cam figures out her math problems in 5 seconds. Cam and Corey win the challenge. Hooray, hooray. We finally see the team we've wanted to win for 6 weeks actually win. 3 weeks, whatever.
Some of us predicted this.
Okay, some of us predicted it, but I said wanted. I didn't say predicted. If I said wanted to say predicted, I would have said predicted, but I said wanted. I want to see Cam and Corey win. I like both of them. And
it didn't seem like you wanted it enough. It didn't seem like you really wanted it. Otherwise, I think you probably would have said that they were going to.
Well, you had already picked it, and I am a gracious host, so I always let you pick first, and you don't seem to appreciate it. You're like, oh, I'm so good at predicting shit. Yeah, because you predict shit first. You take the good predictions.
There's no rule against predicting what I predict.
Fair. All right. From here on out, I'm predicting all my shit first. And then you'll say,
I'm excited for you to not follow through on this.
I will forget in about 10 minutes when we get to that segment. Back in the house, Cam and Corey agree to throw in Kyle, Cam's old partner. Meanwhile, Fessy and Kyle are targeting Leroy. At the party in the Dome, Leroy tries to sway Casey to not vote for him. Meanwhile, Casey tries to convince Fessy to throw himself down so that she doesn't have to get her hands dirty. Pretty smart move, honestly.
Yeah.
I thought it would be kind of obvious what she was doing, but Fessy went through with it. There was also a scene of everybody yelling at Fessy, which, as a Fessy hater, I loved.
This was a great episode to be a Fessy hater.
It really was. I feel like they've done such a good job making Fessy the most hateable guy this season.
Yeah, he sucks. He doesn't make it very hard.
No. Well, Thomas, I feel like we don't realize that he's an introvert.
Jake, I had this especially prepared after, I immediately thought of his little speech, and it made me think of, have you ever seen, there's an interview where it's just Orson Welles, like, talking shit about various people, which is always entertaining, but he gets on the topic of Woody Allen, and he says, I hate Woody Allen physically. I dislike that kind of man. That particular combination of arrogance and timidity sets my teeth on edge. Like all people with timid personalities, his arrogance is unlimited. He hates himself and he loves himself, a very tense situation. It's people like me who have to carry on and pretend to be modest. And then it says, while in Allen's case, everything he does on screen is therapeutic. That made me think of Fessy, because it very much is, there is like a real narcissism to his, like, I'm shy routine, which is that he doesn't deem anyone else on the show worthy of fucking talking to them. It's why every single partner's not good enough for him. Like... And then he hides behind, like, oh, I'm just shy to talk to people. It's like, no, you think you're better than them. That's why you won't talk to them.
Yeah. No, these people have all been around people like you, Fessy. They know what you're about. Like, you reflect a certain image, and writing a letter to contradict that image doesn't help that image.
Maybe one of the greatest sets of reaction shots I've ever seen in a reality show. Just everyone looking like they want to be anywhere else.
Yes, Fessy brings out a letter and asks the house to vote for him, which they do. This was so funny.
He also didn't need to do the stupid... He could have just been like, hey, like, I don't know, like, I'm willing to go in, I want to prove myself, like, that kind of thing. But also for him to be like, Amber B, I'm totally fine running a final with you, this has nothing to do with you. It's like, you know that's like, she knows it's a lie, and then when she basically says exactly how she feels about it, which is like, I think people underestimate me, you know, like, I understand why maybe you wouldn't want to run it with me because people haven't seen me in a final, but like, and then him having the temerity in that interview to be like, Amber's gonna try and make this about her. It's like, it is about her.
Yeah, it is about her.
That's why you're doing this.
My favorite thing about Fessy reading this letter is like, everybody thinks that they need to get to know the real Fessy. That's what he assumes. And it's like, no, Fessy, nobody fucking cares about you. Nobody's thinking about you.
Everyone knows what you're doing.
Yeah. Nobody buys it. This was worse than when Wes made that speech at the end that was like, I've won a couple of these and I never have to turn it on to my friends, and everybody just rolled their eyes at it.
Yes.
I love it. I love this show. It's so
like,
stupid.
dog, come on. Like, you're not fooling anybody.
When Cam and Corey look at the votes, Corey tells her how hard he had worked to get Fessy to throw himself in. So now she is having second thoughts about throwing in Corey and is considering going back on her deal with Kyle.
It is a great sign for Fessy, by the way, that two people were able to make him think it was his idea to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I think that's how you beat him. I think you can manipulate him.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
It's just a shame that he is a very good athlete because, somebody's got to eliminate him, and that's not easy to do.
He's big and he's strong.
Yeah, I have my doubts about him in a final, but in terms of, like, one-on-one elimination, if you get in Hall Brawl with him, you're probably fucked.
He came in, like, 3rd or 4th place in Total Madness last season in the final. Like,
Well, that was probably his partner's fault.
It was a singles game. Total Madness was a single player's game.
That was probably his partner's fault.
Sure, yeah. He just hasn't been able to compete this season.
That couldn't have been his fault. That's hilarious that he finished that way and then is, like, so worried about his partner. It's like, dude, like, because that is the question with him is endurance. Like, you can be, like, a really big guy with, like, really good short burst athleticism, but, like, if you don't have the endurance to get through the whole thing, that's been Corey's problem.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to lose, which is why I thought that somebody like Kyle had a good shot, honestly.
Yeah. I hope that now that Corey is with Cam, she'll be able to, like, hype him up enough to stick with it, because Cam is unstoppable.
She's there for any of the puzzle solving stuff too, which is another weakness of his, and she's very good at that.
Honestly, Corey has been leading at some point in I think every final he's been to, but he always fails at that. He always fails at that. So it's
he's
good
got
to
a
see her
partner
there.
He's got a partner that I think compensates very well for his weaknesses.
Hopefully. Before we get into that, though, we got to talk about this Music Minute.
Music make you lose control. Music make you lose control.
The music played this week on the challenge. First up, we got Eternal Flame by the Bangles. Great song. Cam and Corey are not together. Cam and Leroy are in love. So they played Eternal Flame by the Bangles. Suspicious Minds by Fine Young Cannibals. Another great song.
Yeah, I didn't know that they covered this. I did know that they had covered Ever Fallen in Love by the Buzzcocks, because that was on, like, the one Fine Young Cannibals album that was really big that my dad had. Mm-hmm. So if I had guessed Fine Young Cannibals, it would have been like She Drives Me Crazy or like Good Thing. Mm-hmm, it would not have been a cover of a song that I didn't know they covered.
That's fair.
But regardless, enjoyable.
Yeah, definitely. Music this season, so great. They put them all on Spotify. They have a running playlist every episode. They update it. It's just a great playlist to listen to every once in a while.
It's been great.
Yeah.
It's been a delight. Like all parts of this season, the vibes have been very good.
Yeah.
With the music.
It is the ultimate vibes television show.
Many are saying this is the ultimate vibes season of the challenge.
We also got, very satisfyingly, the final countdown by Europe. You may remember your boy picking that one last week because I saw the final come in. Call me George Bush. Mission accomplished. And finally, the fourth song they played this week. Thomas forgot what it was before we started recording. It was a little song called "Never Gonna Give You Up" by Rick Astley.
How did I miss this? I must have been skipping through part of the episode. I don't know.
And you missed this.
Where did it play over the party they were at?
I think so. You skipped over the party?
I think I may have skimmed that part of it.
Inappropriate. Gonna miss the great.
I think we're far enough away from Rickrolling being beaten into the ground that we can just appreciate that song for what it is.
Yes,
which is kind of a bop.
Yeah, when you're not hearing it constantly. This was the lead single off of his debut album, Rick Astley. It was released on July 24th, 1987, and reached number one about a year later. How old would you have been, Thomas? July 24th, 1987.
Jake, I would have been -3 years old and 1 month.
Yeah, I also would not have been born yet. This is a 90s Baby Onlies show. 90s Baby Onlies?
90s baby onlys.
So the only way we know of this song was when it gained immense popularity throughout 2007 and 8, where it became Rickrolling, and we all know what Rickrolling is. But
It's a fun little prank.
It's a funny prank that we all loved. Did you get really upset when you would get Rickrolled in the mid 2000s? Yeah.
There was a time when I would get mad.
But I feel like after 3 times of getting Rickrolled, you started to recognize the URL. So then they started to like change the URL every once in a while of that specific video, which I didn't appreciate. I don't like them going in and messing with it to make the prank more easily accessible. Once the prank's over, the prank's over. Did you know, though, Thomas, that Rickrolling is a takeoff another meme called duck rolling?
Okay, I vaguely remember this.
Okay. So duck rolling was a thing in 4chan that started in 2006 in which someone would post a link to a video of a duck with tires for feet.
That's pretty funny.
After somebody at somewhere on 4chan put a program in place that would replace the word egg roll with duck roll. That's, like, as far as pranks go,
a more innocent time in 4chan's past.
Yeah, that was good. That's good. That's funny. Harmless.
There was one of my favorite things from then. I wasn't really on the boards, but this is something I picked up from but there was a recurring argument that people would have about whether a plane could take off if it was trying to take off on a treadmill. If people were determined to say that it couldn't do it. And there would be like a picture of a plane like onto like a treadmill on the runway.
Yeah.
That was always enjoyable. Also, there was one of like what would happen if a car made of diamonds ran into a wall made of diamonds. just some good stuff.
The internet used to be better.
Yeah.
So in the crater, Nani and Kyle are thrown in. So it's Fessy versus Kyle in Hall Brawl, which I feel like we've already seen 3 times. So the fact that we...
Yeah, it wasn't the last challenge a Hall Brawl.
I think so.
This felt like the producers
Yeah.
just wanted to give it to Fessy. I don't know what
like
else to say about it. I felt bad,
Yeah.
especially since, what happens.
Yeah, what's happened every time Fessy has competed in Hall Brawl? Yeah, stop giving this dude Hall Brawl.
Yeah, make him think.
Yeah, oh my god, I'd love to see... If it were Fessy versus Kyle in that Peter Pan challenge that Cam did...
Kyle would beat him.
Kyle would absolutely beat him in that. But no, we have to see Fessy steamroll Kyle to the point that Kyle breaks his finger and gets medically disqualified. That's a bad way to end a... I don't want to see an elimination like that.
No, and it's like they picked it on purpose so that it would be an easy finish. Like, God forbid that we have something competitive and you actually give Kyle a chance.
But it would be so much more satisfying to see fun guy Kyle take out big bad mean guy Fessy.
Beloved participant Kyle.
Yeah.
But they gotta have a villain going into the final.
I guess. Yeah, because who else is going to be the villain? CT for the one time that he turned his back on Big
Kyle's
T?
too likable to be a villain.
Yeah, he used to be, though. Not anymore. Now he's just a fun narrator, and I really like it.
We all love Kyle. Kyle is in the Devon tier of contestants, where he's cool and we like him.
Yeah, Fessy steals Casey. What are your thoughts on the Big Brother team?
I mean, if you were gonna steal somebody, that seems like the best partner to steal, Sure. It's her or Cam, so, like, I get it.
Yeah, and he couldn't take Cam.
He could have just been he could have just been fucking honest about what he was gonna do, because everyone knew it.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't have to, hurt Amber's feelings for no reason.
But why? It's so easy. Leroy then takes Nani, so Team Las Vegas back in action. What are your thoughts here?
I'm interested to see. I guess I've never seen Nani run a final, so I don't know what kind of chances they have. I think Leroy's obviously a very strong competitor, but
Yeah, Nani's okay. She's been to a couple finals, one or two. I think her last final was free agents, and now she's in double agents final, which I think is a fun coincidence. So finally, CT and Amber B are together. What do you think of this team?
I like it. I honestly think I don't think they're going to win, but I think they will do better than people think.
Yeah, I have faith that
Amber's
B,
not a pushover in CT.
Yeah,
So
he's super supportive, and I think that it'll be a nice comfort for Amber after losing Darrell and then having to be with Fessy for those weeks.
yes,
Like,
I think
cool.
it's a good fit.
Yeah, I look forward to it. Which means going into the final, the team that has been together the longest is Cam and Corey.
That is very funny.
Corey hasn't had a partner longer than 3 weeks until he got partnered with Cam. And now they're the longest serving team going into the final. That's great. I love this show. Ultimate Vibe season. We love it. Thomas, you got a point this week for Cam surviving. You got a point this week for Leroy surviving. You got a point this week for Cam and Corey winning the mission. So you are now at 49 points, up from 46 last week. I had 23 last week.
But you did get a point.
I got a few points. I got a point for Fessy and Amber getting voted in. I got a point for Kyle going home. I got a point for the final countdown being played. And I got a point for it being the Europe version, not some lame movie trailer cover. So I'm now at 27 points.
Good for you, Jake.
Thank you. Finally,
I think you can do
points.
you know the meme of the guy celebrating at the Olympics and like flipping people off and biting the medal and like popping the champagne and he's in third place. Like I genuinely I'm not saying that as an insult to you. Like you deserve a victory lap for this.
Thank you.
That's an energy that I love and I think you deserve it right now.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Who is getting first place? Here's how we're doing it, Thomas. First place, you get it right, you get 4 points. Second place, 3 points. Third place, 2. Fourth place, 1, if you guess correctly.
Okay. I don't think it's possible for you to beat me, so I'm excited about that.
Well, if you get it wrong, you actually get negative points. So we'll see.
I'm not agreeing to those terms.
All right. Who's taking first?
Okay, I'm gonna say Leroy and Nani are gonna win.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Cam and Corey in second. I'm gonna say Casey and Fessy in third, and I'm unfortunately gonna say I would like to say CT and Amber B in third, but I'm gonna say fourth.
Okay. I'm going to say fourth place, Fessy and Casey.
Speak on it.
Fessy is a bad partner, and he
is.
can't hold his own in a final. And Casey is going to get frustrated with him. They don't
Casey
have chemistry.
I agree, but I think Casey can do enough to pick up the slack. I
don't know.
That's why I have them in third.
Maybe.
Because Casey is really good.
Who are the other teams? Cam and Corey, Amber B and CT, and Leroy and Nani.
Leroy and Nani.
Cam and Corey in third, Leroy and Nani in second, Amber B and CT in first.
They could be faking us out, but the editing to me feels like a Leroy win. That's where I'm at with it.
But Leroy's never won.
And it would be great. That would be the best possible ending.
I know. I would love to see that. I would love to see...
Honestly, him and Nani both winning would be really neat.
If they both win and Nani also retires this season,
it'd be
that
great.
would be
Just
perfect.
walk off into the sunset.
They start their career together. They end their career together on a win, their first win ever.
Perfect.
That would be fantastic. I don't think it's going to happen.
It rhymes.
Honestly, I'm sorry. I love you, Nani, but I don't have faith that she's going to be able to do that final as well as
that's
her partner.
That's the issue.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Nani's never trying to win, though. She's just happy if she can make it to the final, and I think that's great for her.
Yeah. I honestly picked Leroy and Nani. I think it'll be Cam and Corey, but I picked Leroy and Nani because I figured you were going to pick Cam and Corey.
No. CT has won 3 of these. I feel like if CT makes it to the final, CT is winning. Across the board.
Okay.
At this point in his career, if CT makes it to the final, CT is going to win. It's fucking CT. Like,
it would be nice to see him rub Fessy's nose in it.
yeah. After that whole conversation, be like, it's the new generation. watching some old
I
seasons.
don't know. I think you're weighting the strong male players a little too far above the strong female players. I think that's where I'm at with it. I think that you're underrating Cam, and I think you're underrating Casey.
No, I don't think. I think that's a fair assessment on Cam. Casey is not the issue with that team. It's Fessy. I'm ranking them low because I don't expect Fessy to do well.
Okay.
I feel like he's really gonna hold that team back. If Casey and Leroy stayed together, 100% they would.
They were gonna win.
They would.
I think it's idiotic that she was willing to go along with this.
Yeah.
I'm not even willing to go along with it. She orchestrated it. I think it's fucking idiotic.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how many challenges you have to win with Leroy. Like, I get that you want to do the Big Brother thing, but, like, Leroy is built for the final.
Yeah.
Like, Fessy is not.
Leroy's been to
Maybe
finals.
I'm wrong, but I don't think I am.
Yeah. Leroy's been to multiple finals across his career. He's won more challenges than anybody with you. Why not just stay with him? Why not,
Yeah,
hey.
like, and that's the thing is, like, the regular challenges, like, the elimination challenges are not like the final challenges. The weekly challenges are. Because they're much more endurance-based. Mm-hmm. And guess who's not that good at those? Fessy.
Yeah. That's why he's going to lose. Okay.
And you and Leroy were the best in the entire game at them.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucked up. I'm telling you. 4th place for Big Brother. 1980 4th place.
Oh.
I really hope they take 4th so we can use that again.
That would rule.
All right, Thomas. Pick a song or two for the final.
Okay. I had this thought during this episode. I'm going to say "Physical" by Olivia Newton-John is going to get played.
I like that. I expect there to be a lot of running in the final. TJ loves to make him run, so I'm going to say "I Ran So Far" by Flock of Seagulls.
Okay. I like that.
Thank you. Thomas, did you watch the Challenge All-Stars last night?
Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules and I hit the ground running. Didn't make sense not to live for fun.
Jake, I didn't.
Well, it's a great time.
Keep forgetting that exists.
This week's episode was called All That You Can't Leave Behind, which, isn't that a U2 song?
That's a U2 song.
Great. They had to do trivia about the challenge, which is always fun, which means Anissa won for the women, of course, because she knows everything, and Nehemiah won for the men. What do you think of Nehemiah, Thomas?
I don't have an opinion. I don't think I've ever seen him before.
Well, I'm currently watching The Gauntlet 3 with my and he's on that one. And he just had to face elimination in that season, too. So, and I think he won, but I don't remember exactly. Nehemiah's cool. Where are we? Trishelle apologizes to Anissa at one point for some racially insensitive comments that she once made at Anissa's expense. So that's good. And then Trishelle had to face off against Kendall in an elimination called Not So Fast. Do you know what Not So Fast is?
Is it an elimination where you have to run very fast?
No, it's not with a K. Sorry, I should have specified.
Oh, is it one where you have to do like a tug of war?
It's the one where you are attached to a rope inside a structure, and then you have to tie the rope around the structure, and then switch with your opponent, and then they have to untie whatever you just tied. It's a great challenge every time. I love it. Kendall wins, which means Trishelle is out of here. She's also from Las Vegas, but not the same Las Vegas as Donnie and Leroy. Thomas, that's the Challenge All-Stars. What is your Twitter for people to follow you?
Jake, you can follow me at Tom Not Tom. I'm always talking about stuff.
Nice.
Just whatever hits the old brain. You're gonna bet I'm gonna fucking poop it out onto the timeline.
Hell yeah. Love Twitter. Good website. Never done anything wrong. You can follow the show at DYWSLN. That stands for Did You Watch Survivor Last Night? That's our Twitter. Or on Instagram, you can follow us at The Only Survivor Podcast. We also want to say thank you to our fans. You do great work listening to the show and pressing download every week, and that's how podcasts work. Thomas, we got a new review this week. I wanted to read it to you and get your reaction.
Okay.
This person rated the show 5 stars, which is great. That's what we ask.
Okay,
all of
we're
our
off to a good
listeners
start.
do. They then wrote, I love this podcast. It's better than all the other podcasts. I give it a big thumbs up. And cherry on top, they put a little smiley face at the end. What do you
I gotta tell you, I think that's an acceptable level of editorializing. Like, I think that, like, you know, we have the boilerplate. I think you need to stick to that template, but you can... I give people a little leeway, and I think they did a perfectly fine job, and I gotta tell you, I love the smiley face.
Yeah, it's a boilerplate review for a reason. You know, this is it.
That's a wonderful touch.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing, Thomas. The person who left this particular review is a person whose name is on the bleep list. So...
What?
Yeah. So, here's what I'm proposing. Since they left us this beautiful review, we remove their name from the bleep list. It's all we ask for of our listeners, is that they leave us a 5-star review.
It does seem like an effort to make amends,
yes.
so I do gotta give them that.
So, that person is, in fact, my girlfriend, Ariel. So, congrats to her. Her name is no longer being bleeped out. So, Thomas, she gets mad at me every time we bleep her name out.
Okay. Well, she did leave a nice review, so I guess we could...
maybe
take her off the bleep list.
So, if we want to... If your name's on the bleep list, you know who you are. If you want to get it off, you know what to do. Hey, here... To our listeners, if there's a name you want bleeped out or not bleeped out, leave us a review and let us know. Hey, who are you always bleeping out? We want to know, and then we'll stop bleeping them out. But you got to be specific about it. That's the thing. So that's it. 5 stars. The review is, Thomas, do you want to give it to him one more time?
Yeah, this is my favorite podcast. I like it better than all the other podcasts. I give it a big thumbs up.
There we go. And again, that's a boilerplate. If you want to put your own flourish on it, that's great. If you want to...
Yeah, not too far. 5 stars only.
If you want to request...
Not too far astray from that, but, you know.
Yeah, that's it.
Give you a little wiggle room.
Yeah. Pretty soon we'll be getting a lot of wiggle room because we're getting vaccinated these days, so only a few more times I'm going to have to say...
Sweet shot.
Have a great quarantine.
Deuces.
I lay awake at night, false lover, just so troubled. It's hard to keep a job, laid off, I'm having double trouble. But hey, yeah. They say you can make it if you try. This generation is millionaires.
Just want a frickin' $1 million, y'all.
It's hard for me to keep decent clothes to wear. Your love got me walking, baby, when I have no place to go. The bad luck and trouble's taking me. I have no money to show. Yeah. They say you can make it if you try. Yeah, some of this generation is millionaire.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the money and run to you.
It's hard for me to keep decent clothes to wear.
Alright, cool. Recording now. I seem to have
also recording.
Deleted enough stuff that GarageBand will actually be willing to record. I
Had to get a Q-tip in there, clean out the old computer ears.
I lifted up the USB ports and I just blew in them, and that seemed to help.
Yeah.
Because I am a 90s kid, and that's my solution to everything.
Method.
Yeah, it's good. It works every single time.
Once loved to. And turn things around now, baby, just like me and you. Hey,
Listen, Mac, I was on the channel. I went Road Rules. I was there, and the TJ, and you don't gotta tell me, brother. I'm the only guy you know who watched Road Rules.
Who wants to be a millionaire? Here we go.
I ain't even got clothes to wear.
Smarten up, Probst.